Check out these old want ads. When was the last time you saw a typewriter repairman? Heck, when was the last time you saw a typewriter? What about these? Do you have any idea what some of them even are? A telex operator? These are just a few examples of jobs that were once in demand but are now virtually extinct. How do you think the people who did these jobs felt when no one wanted to hire them anymore? But don't get too comfortable. The help wanted ads in a decade or two, your most productive work years, probably won't look a lot like today's classifieds. So what do? What's to keep you from taking years to learn a trade destined to become obsolete, or choosing a career that'll only exist in science fiction stories? How do you choose a satisfying career that'll also be a hot job? Stick around, you'll find out.
There's so many options, so many alternatives, so many new jobs that have been created within the last year or 2 years, often because of changes in technology and the markets. The problem is that there is no one place where information is kept about jobs. It's kept locally with each and every employer. So the student has to learn where to look.
The question is, what kind of information? Most of us already know employers want workers who are educated and highly skilled. But what kind of skills? And how much education? And what about technological innovations, our aging population, globalization, and automation? What do they mean for anyone planning or preparing a career? As it turns out, plenty. But the first thing, the most important thing you have to know is who you are.
Looking inside rather than outside tends to be, I think, most helpful. You can be looking out on the horizon for any number of things and not spot the stuff that is truly important to yourself.
To help you find out what's important to you and what you might or might not like, we're going to introduce you to a few people with jobs in the hottest fields in the job market. We'll start with one of the hottest.
What I like about my job is that it's very challenging.
Bahaya is a medical technologist. And according to the United States Department of Labor, she's in the largest industry in the country, healthcare.
It's enormous. It's vast. It's arguably one of the most rapidly evolving fields.
It's growing big time. There's a sign-on bonuses, and there's jobs everywhere. So say that I'm doing the HPV.
As a medical technologist, Bahaya performs tests on blood, tissue, and other samples taken from patients.
There's no contact with the patient, but you have a lot of contact with the nurses and the doctors. It's stressful because you have to make sure that you're not making any mistakes and you're not telling someone they have something that they don't have it.
If you can handle the stress, enjoy science, and want to help people, it's very rewarding.
We have here methicillin-resistant Staph aureus. The pay is excellent. Also, if you don't like to work in one place, you can also become a traveling tech. You can go different places and work 3 months or 6 months and just doing that all over the country.
Bahaya does have plans to move, but not to another part of the country. She's moving to another part of the healthcare field.
I'm taking classes now, and one day I would love to become a physician assistant or nurse practitioner.
It costs a lot of money to train a physician, and a lot of the things that physicians do can be done just as well by a physician's assistant. And it's something within reach of a person who may not be able to afford medical school.
Due in large part to our aging population, there's an increasing demand for all types of healthcare workers, from entry-level jobs that require little skill and education to specialties that demand years of college and medical school.
My best thing about my job, helping patients and knowing that you're helping someone, knowing that they can get treated.
Is there anyone who'd actually put their food in a biohazard refrigerator? That would probably be the last place I'd want to put it.
I hope not.
My first job was a cooking job in a restaurant. Immediately had a knack for it, knew what I wanted to do, and knew I wanted to be.
Ryan is a chef. His job is just one of many different kinds in the service sector. Service sector jobs can be tough to define, but typically they require workers to be close to or at specific locations, which is good news for people working in this sector. Because a lot of jobs, especially manufacturing jobs that can be automated, are now done in countries with lower labor costs. Since a chef on another continent can't prepare a hot meal in a kitchen here, jobs like Ryan's will be pretty secure.
Our typical day is we're up at 4 o'clock in the morning, at work by 5, and usually done about 1 or 2 o'clock, which is a great treat.
He thinks it's a treat because most chefs work 12-hour shifts during nights and weekends. But Ryan and his wife own a catering company that makes and delivers breakfast and lunch to businesses.
A lot of people don't really do what we do. We serve about 500 people before noon.
If you have an entrepreneurial bent, the key thing is to discover a need.
We captured a niche market. We got lucky doing that. Prior to that, we were working 120 hours a week.
Ryan and his wife also put a lot of time into running their business.
It being a small business, we do a little bit of everything. There are many days where we end up doing dishes because that's what needs to be done for the day, and that's the whole restaurant and kitchen experience. We have to really get things done, and if we're not on time for our customers aren't going to use us.
That focus on reliability, productivity, and customer service is a key to success in many jobs in the service sector. Education and skill requirements vary widely in this sector. Some jobs can be done without any special training. A few demand years of college and grad school. Others require trade school, government licenses, and certifications.
You hold your chef knife, you want to have to be comfortable, it's weighted.
Ryan originally learned how to cook on the job, but he developed his skills in a 2-year course at a culinary institute.
I cooked long enough in the industry to know the process, and by going to culinary school, I learned why I was doing everything. So do the same thing.
This is what I see you guys do on TV, and it's really fast, and I get very jealous because I can't do that.
This is a site map for a website that we were working on. It's like a road map.
Will is a web application programmer. Jobs like his didn't even exist a decade ago. But innovations in technology created sweeping changes that made some jobs obsolete while creating new opportunities for people like Will.
Interactive technology, online technology, computer technology, business applications, business software. When you're talking technology, you're talking about virtually every single aspect of our working economy.
The whole point of this is to understand the users of the website. So we have to figure out who is the audience, what is it that they're going to be coming to the website for, what kind of information are they looking for.
Will has been playing around with computers since high school, but he quickly learned the difference between a hobby and a paying job.
To do this professionally, you have to be able to communicate with a client and explain sometimes some abstract ideas. You have to be able to explain what it is that you're doing in layman's terms to somebody that doesn't have the background that you do.
Will had to also learn how to work under pressure.
The biggest challenges would be like deadlines on a project. You have to just make sure that you do it in a timely and efficient fashion so that you can get everything done and delivered to the client when they need it.
And he's had to learn how to juggle 4 or 5 projects at a single time.
You need to be able to be diligent and remember where you were with what project, what needs to be done on the next project.
I see all these screens and blinking lights. Is it overwhelming for you? I mean, it's multitasking in its finest here.
It can appear to be overwhelming, but actually I get used to it.
While most organizations require technology workers to have a college degree, others will hire people with specific computer skills.
There are some people that didn't go to college and are gurus in programming and things like that. But really what a college degree can do for you is it can open doors. It shows people that you have learned how to think in a critical environment, and it just kind of lays the groundwork.
Most of this world is focused around money. Everywhere you look, it's money this, money that.
Sabrina is a senior financial consultant. And, for better or worse, she's right. A lot of the world is focused around money.